I recently made the journey to Moab, Utah for an early season session on the Enchilada. The whole Enchilada is one of the most iconic and famous trails in all of mountain biking. The complete route is 34 miles with almost 8,000 feet of descending. Came out in 2019 with some friends and did it and had a blast. This was a pretty big winter for the LaSalle, so there's a lot of snow still up there, so Burro and Hazard are still closed. But UPS, LPS, and Porcupine Rim just opened up, which are very easily my favorite trails on the route. I booked a shuttle with Poison Spider, an awesome shop, and made the 1 hour trip up into the mountains where conditions were still pretty wet and snowy above UPS near the Cocopelli trailhead for a day on the half Enchilada.
Now, this is considered one of the most famous trails in all of mountain biking, and for good reason. It's pretty incredible. I don't remember what the total descent is. It's something silly. I'll post it here. But yeah, I booked a shuttle with Poison Spider, which I've done in years past. Awesome company. If you come out to ride, check out Poison Spider. Cool bike shop. The shuttle was pretty mellow today. There's only one other group other than me, making a total of 6 people. And kind of shocked. Now look at that view. Yeah. And that's why it's just so famous. Incredible. Now, whole enchilada starts back up there. And then you kind of follow this all the way down back into town. It's pretty wild. There's a chipmunk down there.
These mixed slick rock and single track sections on UPS and LPS are absolutely rider favorites, with just enough tech to keep you on your toes for that line choice.
Oh man. Ha 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 ha. Wow. So fun. So I had no plans to even come out here until a week ago. I've only ridden my bike about 4 times this season. Excuse me, I rode it a couple of times and got really sick. Not COVID, but some other cold bug. But yeah, last Sunday I had the wild idea and then booked everything and traveled on out for this trip. I'm not thrilled because I blew my rear shock out. I think, what is it called? Air in the IFP or past the IFP or something. There's some air in the oil. So the rebound dampening doesn't really work the way it should. What's it called? Cavitation? Or somebody who's a suspension expert can tell me. I'm on a 2018 Stump Jumper. I've loved this bike, 2.9er. It destroyed the stock RockShox shock that came on the rear within 2 years. So I got a Fox DPX2 in 2020. Last year, I had to have it serviced because it was blown. And then, I don't know if I just pumped it up wrong and didn't equalize it, but I took it to the shop. Oh, missed that turn. That's why they have a trail sign there. I took it to the shop Friday before this trip, riding on a Sunday right now. And they're like, yep, it's blown. I asked them if I'm good to ride on it, and they said, yeah. So, we'll see. I've heard that the yoke design of this bike, the Stump Jumper, is really hard on shocks. But man, if these things keep blowing, I don't know what the solution is. Oh, cool. That's not bad. I think it's one of these that's got some rowdy. This one rowdy. Yeah, it's a little rowdy. What about this? This looks fine. This is like Sedona. Yeah, very Sedona-y. Just keep it slow, controlled. Here comes the wet. Yeah. Okay, and then as long as I don't slip, don't be slick. Oh gosh, I could have slipped on my face there. Cool. All right, blast it. Yeah, dude. I think we're coming up on the snotch soon. Snotch is like mega technical. I will not be riding the snotch. Yeah, this looks good. Fun. So, here we are. One of the most famous trails in the world. I did the whole Enchilada back in 2019. And they had a fire in 2020 or 21. They closed it down. Didn't ride bikes very much last year. This year I'm trying to do a bit more. And so, I figured we'd sneak out. I haven't so far, other than the people I shuttled with, I haven't seen a single person. Weather right now, it's in the 60s, high 50s, low 60s up here. So I'm glad I wore pants and a jacket. Good job. Oh. But like I said, a lot of people make a pilgrimage up here to ride this trail at least once in their mountain bike journey. And it's well worth it. Whole Enchilada starts up at like 10 or 11,000 feet. You climb up to at the top of Burro Pass. Ay, ay, ay. Cool view. And then you descend down to a thing called Hazard County. Hazard County's really cool. And then there's views like these, which are pretty awesome. Famous rock right there. Everybody takes pictures on it. I didn't know you could camp right at the top of LPS. That's cool. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
The view to the north of the trail, overlooking Castle Valley and the towers, is exceptional. There's honestly nothing like it in the world, and a big reason why this ride is just so iconic.
Wow, that's incredible. Look at that view, man. I'll take the High Line, thank you. You know, I think Hazard Down is my favorite. Doing Burro is fun, but when you do the whole day, man, it's a pretty long jaunt. And if you were to do anything like crash or get injured, there's just not a lot of exit points on this trail. So you want to be careful. Like, yeah, it's a super fun one to rally, but you don't want to break something. Sick sand drift. You don't want to fall or break something. Trials biking back here.
The Enchilada is also famous for two pieces of ultra technical riding, the Notch and the Snotch. I went for the Snotch route this time and definitely walked it, being early season. This is a really gnarly feature where you have some steep step down rocks that are slick rock and then two really tight switchbacks. Switchbacks don't bug me, even the tight technical stuff doesn't bug me, and I want to do this at some point, but the final pitch has you so close to the wall on the left, and it's really hard to tell on the GoPro, but I mean, even just walking this thing is tough. But to the right is a really long drop off. And so, like, if you got too close to the rock, bumped your bars, the slam would be immense. And like I said, the risk on this trail, it's a long day, so you don't want to fall. But mad respect to anybody who does the notch, the snotch. Like, I always have a healthy fear when I see it on GoPro, and then in person, it's like, this thing looks way nastier in real life. But yeah, the snotch was a walker this time.
Would you look at that view? What a day.
All of the trails on the Enchilada are rated black for expert, and even though I would say most of the features you'll encounter can be ridden by an intermediate rider, the expert rating is earned just by some of the risks involved. There's only a handful of exit points throughout the day, so if you were to slam and injure yourself or have a technical issue, it's a very long walk out. There have been over 150 search and rescues conducted on Porcupine Rim in the last 10 years alone. So if you do this, bring tons of water, food, extra tubes, supplies. I've gotten to do Porcupine Rim about like 4 or 5 times throughout my life, and each time you'll see people having technical issues, maybe with their bike, cracked frame, broken chain. One time a rider in my group lost a cleat screw on his shoe for his pedal. That's why I carry an extra cleat screw now in my pack. It's good to be super prepared. You want your bike as dialed as possible before running this one. And make sure you've got the supplies to last throughout the day or even help another rider. I went crazy overboard and legit had 3 tubes with me. 1 in the SWAT pod thing on the stump jumper's frame and 2 in the pack. Even though I run tubeless, I never get punctures. I would rather be safe than sorry out there. And today was kind of weird with the Enchilada. Almost always, it's a conga line of riders. I only saw 2 people the entire day. The shuttle was about to just be myself also until 4 other riders showed up last minute. And finally, the weather in Moab can be crazy. Generally, the season is spring and fall, so April, May, and then like September, October. And it's usually October, November-ish when you get the whole Enchilada window where Burro Pass will open up. But it's very hot in Moab. As soon as you get past May, it can just be blistering hot up on that mesa in the summertime, so I don't recommend this in the summer at all. If you can do it, spring, fall, that's the timing. And definitely bring a rain jacket and layers because it can be cold up near the top, and as you descend, get really, really warm. Like I said, there's like nowhere else in the world quite like this ride where you go through so many different zones, from the high alpine to the like upper desert down by the river. It's kind of crazy and very cool.
And here we are, Porcupine Rim. LPS and UPS are pretty fun. I think I like UPS better. LPS, it's got so much tech and jank that early season, I'm just not that dialed on. But really good way to hone your skills. I have not seen a single person. I might be the first one down today. I've never ever been on Porcupine before, or Enchilada, and not run into anybody. It's always a conga line of people, man. Always. Big conga line. But that's okay. It's pretty cool. There's still a lot of pedaling on this thing. Don't be fooled. Yeah, you get a big shuttle, but I forgot there's a decent chunk of pedaling. Early season. What better way than to dive in deep? Howdy. Quiet day. You guys are the first people I've seen. Thank you. Have fun. Thank you. Perfect day, man. Nobody's out here. I know. You're the first folks I've seen. Have fun, guys. Be safe. Now we're getting to the good stuff, though. It's all pretty great, but the lower stuff by the river is amazing. Nowhere in the world has terrain like this. Moab, if you've never been, Super cool place. Very outdoors. They've got crazy cool jeeping. You can rent UTVs and just go shred up on this sandstone, slick rock. Got a trail up there called Hell's Revenge. Very fun. Not for the faint of heart if you don't like heights or jeeping. They've got Arches National Park, which I went over to yesterday. Hiked up to Delicate Arch, which I did not know this, but I think it's the arch on the license plate, the Utah license plate. It's like a 3-mile hike. It's got a hefty bit of uphill, but super well worth it. It's really cool. And then Moab itself, if you come out for a day or two, there's a river, there's camping. It's freaking rad. I really like visiting. I will say, Moab has an edge to it. Everything is extreme. Everything, man. Like, some of the trails out here, like Portal, you have some exposure that's just wicked. My arms are gonna be jello today. I'm so tired. But yeah, if you come, highly recommend. Good Italian place, Pasta J's. There's all the good food and stuff. That was so fun. Dude, this is sick. I love it. Oh man, this is so fun, dude. Yeah, dude. Monster truck. My monster truck. Jingy, jingy, jingy. I'm taking the go around. My bike is screaming. I don't need to blast the ultra chunk. Chunk, chunk, chunk. Yeah, dude. Holding it together. Oh my gosh. It's so fun. My goodness, it's so fun, dude. I love this trail. When it gets down low like this and it just rolls, it's so fun. It's definitely an expert level trail. I think it's got a black rating. There's only a couple double black features on it, but they are very worthy of respect. The notch and the snotch. Wow. That's a view. That surely is a view. Good job. That was a hook. My body wasn't super prepared for that drop. That one it was. Oh my gosh. I love how much this trail changes throughout the day. You see like so many different climates, from near the high alpine down to the desert. It's phenomenal.
I totally forgot to mention another food place you have to try in Moab is Milt's. It's Moab's oldest restaurant. It opened in 1954 by Milt Galbraith. It's such a cool small burger joint with old-fashioned milkshakes, the whole nine. It's right over below the entrance to Slick Rock, and as such, the line can be pretty huge, but the burger was well worth the wait. And one final thing I forgot to mention about Porcupine. It finishes. The trail completes about 4 or 5 miles outside of town. There is a dirt parking lot where if you've got a couple of cars, you can leave a car there so you don't have to do the ride back. The ride back isn't terrible if you're doing like a half enchilada like today, but if you're doing the whole enchilada, you finish in like, wait, I have 4 miles on the path and the road to get back to town. That can be a big shocker, so be aware, right? If you're not going to do it, it is an easy ride back. You've got bike path most of the way, a little bit on the road, but if you've got 2 cars out there, you can easily put one in the parking lot so you don't miss out on it. This also might be the last ride you see on the channel with the 2019 Stump Jumper Expert 2.9er. I have loved this bike so much, but I think it might be time to set our sights on something a little newer. The Stumpy has some fantastic geometry, crazy predictable. It's been a great do-it-all bike the last few years, from some bike park days to trail. It's been rock solid. I'm not a big fan of the clevis mount and that large yoke. It can put undue stress on the shock depending on how hard you ride, but man, I've really enjoyed it the last few years. Nothing but positive memories with this thing.
Woohoo! Oh man, it makes me wish I had like an enduro bike, a little bit bigger. Smash, smash, smash. Smash, 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 smash. Oh no, my hands are getting tired on the bars.
There's a section here right before you're getting to the river where there's all these little ledges that you drop off of. Some of them are the size of a curb, some of them are bigger. Honestly, I think this is my favorite part of the whole trail. Because if you're just trying to like pop off these drops, there's a flow that happens, man, where it's super duper fun. And it's so wide, since it was like a jeeping trail, I think, that you've just got plenty of pick your own adventure kind of options. Love this.
And now we're coming on to the absolute best part, I think. When you kind of descend down by the river. This is my favorite part of the trail. You know, Enchilada can get some flack. It's being a little overrated. I don't know, I don't think it is. I think it's got like super epic mode written all over it. It's probably not something, yeah, I wouldn't want to do it more than once or twice a year. It's not like a daily driver kind of ride. But boy, it's fun. And this lower section, man. This lower section's incredible. Like, that's just so cool. You're not gonna get that stuff elsewhere. Yeah. This is the part I love. I got distracted with the view there. Definitely gotta watch your line on this section. Also, if you have enjoyed, drop a like on the video. I don't even know if it really helps these days with YouTube, but it does feel good. Gives you that dopamine. This is sick, dude. I love this. Oh man, so much fun. And you know what, for riding on a kind of blown shock, it worked out. It was not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Oh, takes me back to 2019. I'll say a half enchilada is good for me today. Maybe a whole sometime later. Well, I will happily recommend Porcupine Rim again and again and again. Coming around the corner, seeing this, it's incredible. Yeah, if you're a rider decently comfortable on tough blues, some blacks, I would definitely say check this thing out. Do your research, do your homework. It's very narrow, grabby, because it's got some chunder. I should have just committed. I almost bailed at the last second, and that would have been worse. It's been a few seasons of not doing a lot of riding, so I've got some commitment and practice to do. Oh man, what an adventure. I think I might even prefer a half enchilada. It's way less work. Yeah, I'm a fan. But that's cool. Yaga. Woo! You know, I've seen this thing my whole life. I've been on here 4 or 5 times. I've seen people ride this online. I have never seen it done in person. If you ride this, man, you're a trials beast. Props to you. Cool boat. And with that, we have completed our tour of the half enchilada. Thanks for coming. Fly again. Yahoo!
And with that, thanks for watching. What a sick day out in Moab. If you enjoyed, drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for more mountain bike content. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again very soon.